What is up, YouTube? Happy Halloween. Um, oh my gosh, we already have people in here. You guys were waiting for me. Dana says, I have the room to myself. Yes, you did for a brief moment, but now I'm here. Welcome, everybody, on this Halloween night. I'm sure it will be a smaller live stream tonight. Not a lot of people because people are out doing stuff on Halloween, but not Atomic News. I always stay home on Halloween night with my dogs. We don't give out candy. I know you guys are like, oh, you suck. But I don't give out candy. I don't want the dogs going nuts all night long, which they will, because that's the way hounds are. They're going to bark and go crazy over the slightest little sounds. And when you have a bunch of kids in costumes come up to the door, it creates a lot of anxiety. And when the dogs are like totally like at a high level of anxiety, then they fight. And then my two 17-year-olds, they don't need to have anxiety. So it's just better if Atomic News is out of business for candy on Halloween. So we shut off the lights and we, on the porch, and we put up a sign for those who dare come to the door anyway. That's sorry, no candy. Our dogs are scared of costumes. So I get to hide every Halloween night and take care of my dogs. So I don't know. Some of you guys may understand that. Some of you guys may think, oh, you suck. I don't know. But I'm here. And so I figured, why not do a live stream while I'm here, and talk to you guys about, some new things that are going on. And I know there's other people out there that don't go out like me on Halloween night. It's really for the kids. And Atomic Junior, she's out trick-or-treating with her friends. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I should say, I want to thank one of my viewers. She knows who she is. She sent me a little package to my P.O. box, which that address will be down in the description box once this video fully uploads after the live stream, if anybody ever needs it. But she sent me a little package, and I really should be wearing it, but I didn't put it on. It's sitting next to it's on my nightstand. She sent me the coolest stuff. Okay. She sent me Trump earrings. Okay. They have a picture of Trump, and then I have a matching necklace that has Trump and a bracelet that has Trump on it. I don't know, maybe Mr. Atomic will run in and bring them to me, so I can show them off to you guys. But hey, Let's Be Frank is in the house. Hey, thanks for being here. Happy Halloween. So it was so cool. And then I did also receive a generous check from one of my viewers. It was written to Jen from AZ Patriots. Thank you. Jen from AZ Patriots. If you're watching this, I'm not going to say who your name is because I obviously want to keep the donation private. The check was written to AZ Patriots, but Jen does not have an account in the name of AZ Patriots. So if you could email me at my email address, sharpiemarker_1975 @ Yahoo, that way we can work out like returning that to you. I don't want that check to get lost or anything like that, because she's just unable to accept it in the name of AZ Patriots. They're not an official business, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that check gets safely back to you. So if you see this, thank you so much. She says thank you so much, and email me so we can work out sending that back to you and whatnot. So now that Mr. Atomic brought that into me, I just wanted to show you guys, this is the bracelet, okay? You can see right here. I don't have it on because someone would have to help me put it on, but look how cute that is. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. And then I have my matching necklace here. It's still in the plastic, but it's a necklace that has a little Trump, and then I've got my matching earrings. So I'm so excited. I'm like, I wish I could wear those to work, but I can't because, I can't be like politically charged, I guess, at work. I mean, everybody I work with knows I'm a Trump supporter. I got shit for my Atomic phone. I usually turn it down because my ringer is build the wall, build that, or it says build that wall, build that wall. But one day I forgot to turn it down, and one of my coworkers heard it, and she's like, whose phone is that? And and she's like, what? She's a Trump supporter? And I'm like, dude, yes, I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm cool, all right? So I can't like wear that to work, but I'm gonna wear that definitely when I'm not at work. Just to see how many liberals I can trigger, right? So thank you, Mr. Atomic, for bringing those in, and so I could show that off. Pretty cute, huh? I love it. Thank you so much. But I went to my PO box and I was surprised. But one of the things I wanted to tell you guys, first and foremost, is an update on AZ Patriots, since that was, I just mentioned that a couple minutes ago, and that donation that I received through my channel for her. She lives down the street from me, so I can, anything, you guys want to send to her, you can send it to me and I'll get it to her because she literally lives down the street from me. I could probably throw a rock and hit her house. No, it's not quite that close, but close enough. Anyway, so to update you on AZ Patriots, I know in the last live stream we spoke that Jen had been arrested on suspicion of identity theft, and she proclaimed her innocence, of course, and everybody was like, all the people that are against Trump supporters or there's a hate group out there basically that is against AZ Patriots and Patriot Movement AZ, and all they do is trash talk and dox their information out to the public. Of course, they loved it. They ate it up, right? But just as we suspected, and just as Jen suspected, the charges were dropped. Okay, so as of, I think it was yesterday, they're officially dropped. Or maybe it was the day before, was it? I don't know. In the last 48 hours, let's just say the charges were dropped because it wasn't legit. It completely wasn't legit. It was a smear campaign, just like the Democrats do to Trump. It's a witch hunt. People want to go out and make patriots look bad in any way, shape, or form. Okay, however they need to do it. They'll dox you, put your information out on the internet, which I was shocked. After that whole thing, I went and searched my name and I was like, what? I had no idea that all this information, like I knew people could access your information on the internet, but I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Okay. They're listing my relatives. They're listing my entire previous employers. They're a little behind though, but, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, all it takes is one mental whack job to go on and figure out your information and show up at your front door. Like Jen just had Univision sitting on her front doorstep all day trying to get an interview with her, and she's like, no, suckers, it ain't happening. Fake news. She doesn't do fake news interviews, and Univision is fake news. And so I was a little shocked at how much of my personal information is on the internet that people can access. And the same with anybody, any other YouTuber or or your neighbor or your coworker or whoever. It's all out there. And I don't think that it's acceptable for companies to be able to release that much information on you. I think it should be illegal. Especially in this day and age when we have so many people out there that are doxing. Somebody gave out Jen's phone number, and so her phone was ringing off the hook from people sending hate messages. That tolerant left. That's what they were doing. That tolerant left. They were actually doing what they say we do, and they were spreading hate because that's what the Democrats are. The only thing they know how to do is point the finger and blame and spread hate. They are the party of hate. It's disgusting. So that's good news. Charges were dropped against Jen because they were false. See, you can't accuse somebody of identity theft when the person you're accusing of is on the account. Funny how that works, huh? So go, Jen. Love you, girl. Stay strong. I'm always here if you need me. So moving on, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about some things going on with Trump. Well, we know what's going on with Trump right now. The vote on it, continuing further the impeachment, which was a load of shit. I have an email here. This came from the Trump campaign website. Impeachment resolution vote results. Okay, so the Democrats voted 231 to 2. So 231 Democrats voted yes, and 2 voted no. As for Republicans, 0 Republicans voted yes for impeachment proceedings to continue, and 194 voted no. Yeah. So there are only 2 decent Democrats in Congress, just so you know. So the first article I wanted to go over with you guys is Trump administration is testing rapid asylum review deportation process in Texas. Yay. Does that excite you guys? Sound off in the chat so I can see what you think about that title. This is an article that came out on October 24th. El Paso, the Trump administration has begun testing a secretive program here that aims to speed up the deportation of asylum-seeking migrants after they cross the U.S.-Mexico border. The pilot program, known as Prompt Asylum Claim Review, streamlines the asylum process so that migrants who are seeking safe refuge in the United States will receive a decision in 10 days or less, rather than the months or years it currently takes, according to Customs and Border Protection officials. The reviews are largely to determine if Central American migrants can be sent back to their homelands. This is a good thing, okay? This is what we've been asking for since this whole shit show started a year ago with that first massive caravan. This is a good thing. And of course, the Democrats are going to sit there and point their finger and say it's discriminatory and we're bigots and every other, word in the book that means nothing now because they've overused it. The article goes on to say the accelerated reviews seek to accomplish 2 Trump administration goals: deterring migrants from attempting to cross the U.S. border and pushing asylum seekers out of the United States. Oh, so racist. I know, right? We're going to be such big racists now. El Paso is the only place where the administration is currently testing the program, which started this month, according to U.S. officials. That's good because El Paso is really a location on the border that is heavily saturated with crossers. It's just a stone's throw away from where the Guardian Patriots were, on the New Mexico side, where that new wall was built by We Build the Wall. Okay, not far from there. El Paso and New Mexico, it's right in there, like where the three entities touch. Okay, New Mexico, El Paso, Texas, and Mexico. Hey, thank you, Joe Dirt, for your $5 super chat. Happy Halloween. Yeah, if anybody wants to super chat, you guys, it's that $sign where you're typing in the chat room. If you want to make a donation to my channel, that's where you can do it. You can also put in a comment or a question and it will highlight nice and big and bright for me to see in the chat. Don't feel, obligated to do that if you want to. If you're feeling frisky tonight, thank you so much for your support. If not, I still want you here. So thank you for your support in that way as well. Migrants apprehended in the El Paso area are taken to a 1,500-bed soft-sided Border Patrol facility that opened in August and remains largely empty because the number of migrants taken into custody has plunged in recent months. I don't know about that. They are given 1 day after arriving to call family or a lawyer. And then they have an interview with an asylum officer to determine whether they have a credible fear of persecution if returned to their home country, according to the CBP official who described the program on the condition of, I can never say this word, anonymity. Why can't I say that word? I know! I can't say it though. It's like saying rural. I hate the word rural. Okay. Okay. Because he was not authorized to speak out about it in public, it says. Immigration lawyers and the American Civil Liberties Union said the administration's pilot denies asylum seekers due process and highlights the limited role lawyers can play. Lawyers are not allowed to meet with their clients in Border Patrol stations and are limited to brief conversations by phone. Well, at least we're doing something, okay? Something is better than nothing. And if the Democrats had their way, we'd be doing nothing and we'd be letting them all in and we all would be paying for it. You, me, Dorinda, David, Black Bart, aka Mr. Atomic, we'd all be paying, all of us, we'd all be paying for these people. So at least we're doing something. Thank you to the Republicans. Let's see. Oh, I'm if I'm racist. David said, someone asked me if I'm racist. I hate everyone equally. So I would say, I'm not a racist. I just hate a-holes. You know, do you fall into that category? I ask people, are you an a-hole? And if they say no, and I'm like, all right, then we're good. I don't care what color your skin is, as long as you're not an a-hole. This is yet another example of Border Patrol carrying out a pilot project in secret, circumventing Congress and public scrutiny, said Astrid Dominguez, director of the ACLU Border Rights Center. Leave it to the ACLU to disagree with it because they're anti-American and they're pro-illegal alien. And yeah, of course they're going to have a problem with it. ACLU doesn't work for America. They don't work for Americans at all. So they shouldn't have the name American in their title at all. American Civil Liberties. I'm going to give them a new title. I'm going to assign different words to the ACLU abbreviation. Border Patrol is fast tracking deportations while holding migrants at detention facilities and barring oversight to ensure fair and humane treatment. Given Border Patrol's track record of abuse, that's what they're saying, the last thing the agency should be allowed to do is shove migrants through a life or death decision-making process devoid of basic due process protections. They can eat a bag of DICKS. Captain Vicky's in the house. Thank you for your super chat, honey. Great to see your happy face, my friend, she says. Oh, I love you. Hope you're having a good Halloween. Are you in the air right now? Just curious. So it says, officials with the Department of Homeland Security all right, good. I'm stuttering now. Did not respond to questions about the program. Catherine Mattingly, a spokeswoman for the Executive Office for Immigration Review, which oversees the immigration court system, said the rights of migrants are respected. So that's big news. That's really good news, actually. Captain Vicky says, flying to Honolulu in the morning. Want to come? Hell yeah, I do. Can you pit stop at Sky Harbor and pick me up? just tell the passengers you have a VIP you have to pick up. Just a session. Oh, there we go. Okay, Mr. Atomic rephrased my my comment about them, saying the people that oppose this could eat a bag of DICKS. He says the phrase you are looking for is they can ingest a satchel of Richards. Oh, one of the reasons I married him. He's such a cornball. But isn't that what your coworker told you? So, okay. And then there's another article that I came across that I was like, yay, and was excited about. National Police Group accuses Congress of railroading Trump for partisan gain. Somebody had the guts to stand up to them. So it says the nation's largest police organization is criticizing House Democrats' vote on moving ahead with an impeachment probe of President Trump as violating his due process rights to score political points. That is essentially what they're doing. This is all a smear campaign, exactly what they did to Jen from AC Patriots. They're trying to smear a name, trying to make someone look bad because they think if they do, this person's not, they think Donald Trump won't be reelected. Have you guys seen those maps? It's like a meme that says impeach this. And it shows the country and all of the red and the little blips of blue. It was like, impeach this, mofo. That's really what it is. Because the only one that cares about this impeachment process are desperate Democrats, you guys. Those are the only people that want to move forward. The only people that want to go through this whole process. Desperate Democrats. They're the only ones that care. Because we know they're full of shit. And you know what? Ultimately, the country knows they're full of shit. And we're still going to vote for Donald Trump. He's our president, whether you like it or not. And so these Democrats need to put their big girl panties on and their big boy panties on and actually do something for our country other than waste time and waste American taxpayers' money with the continued witch hunt. Because that's what they're doing. That's all they have done. That is all they have accomplished since Donald Trump was elected, is waste our time and waste our money and accomplish nothing. Can anybody tell me anything that the Democrats overall have accomplished since Donald Trump has been in office? Can anybody tell me something? I mean, educate me here for a minute. You know, if you know something, great. Tell me. I want to know. Put it in the chat right now. I want to know if you can think of anything that they have successfully accomplished since Donald Trump has been in office, other than bitch and complain and be professional victims and waste our time and money. David says, excuse me when I say this, Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong. You're exactly right, sir. And even the country, or the political leaders in the Ukraine said, I didn't feel pressured. How about in this little impeachment process, we interview the Ukrainian president? Why don't we get his feelings on this? They'll say, well, his feelings don't matter. That's what the Democrats will say. His feelings don't matter. It's what the American people think. Well, guess what? Only desperate Democrats have a problem with that conversation. The rest of America, we love Donald Trump. And those memes that show all that sea of red is the proof. Okay, you guys compare rallies. Take a Trump rally versus a Joe Biden rally, or a Trump rally versus Kamala Harris. The sheer numbers alone, the size of the rallies, prove where this country's support is. Democrats can't even fill a banquet hall right now. And Donald Trump can fill an entire football stadium. And then have people on the outside having to watch a big TV screen because there's not enough room for them. All right? That's what America wants. America wants Donald Trump, and the Democrats just can't swallow that, and they're going to piss and moan and cry until the day he is done with his presidency, 5 years from now. TKO, thank you for being here in the house. She says, like and subscribe. Yes, we have 81 people in the room right now, 54 likes, so make sure you hit the like button, you guys. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribed. That way you can get notified every time I do a live stream or upload a video. Thank you again to Marfugal for doing that shout out a few days back. I have had quite a bit of traffic come in because of that, and I greatly appreciate it. We all know my channel was stagnant for a while, not because of the information, but because of censorship, which is a real thing. And Democrats will tell you that that's not really happening. But I can tell you every conservative YouTuber and every conservative on any social media platform right now has proof that we are targeted. We all know that back in spring, my channel was shut down for an entire day for bullshit reasons. And I got the channel back because I appealed it, and they knew it was a crap decision, so they had to reverse it. They take us out of suggested videos. Like, I used to be in suggested videos for all other like political videos, and now the only time you see suggested videos is on my own video. So like when this uploads, down in the other videos below, you'll see a suggested video of mine. But if you were to go over to, let's say, Marfugal, you're not going to see suggested videos underneath him and see me. It's just not going to happen because they can shut that off. and pull you out of the algorithms. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I really was kind of hoping that the Trump administration would continue to move with the momentum of fighting back against the censorship, but I haven't seen anything yet. We'll see how the election goes, and maybe that will trigger a new fire to burn to find out exactly what they're doing to us, because they are. It's real. It's not a made up thing. It's not like a an excuse the Democrats would be putting out. It's not an excuse. So hold on, I lost my screen here. So going back to this article, National Police Group accusing Congress of railroading Trump for partisan gain. The nation's largest police organization is criticizing House Democrats' vote on moving ahead with the impeachment probe of President Trump's as violating his due process rights to score political points. The Fraternal Order of Police exists in part to defend these rights, not just for police officers, but for all citizens at every level, from the streets to the president living in the White House. And that was from the FOP president. Okay. The association has about 346,000 members nationwide and is endorsed by Trump. Oh, and they endorsed Trump in 2016. And it goes on to say that he's been unfairly accused, as the White House votes on Thursday to lay out formal rules for the impeachment inquiry. The group's statement didn't specifically refer to impeachment. Just as local law enforcement are often convicted in the media after being denounced by local elected officials without collecting the facts, these members are violating due process to score political points. At a police chiefs conference in Chicago on Monday, the president criticized congressional Democrats for protecting illegal immigrants more than U.S. citizens. True story. The FOP echoed that sentiment. Members of Congress tirelessly and stringently defend the due process rights of criminals while seeking to curtail the rights of those charged with protecting American citizens, the FOP said. They seek to shield people who come to our country unlawfully from being subjected to our laws, and yet ignore the violence to citizens and to our economy committed by those who violate our immigration laws. Nora, thank you for your $2 super chat. She says, you look great, so much more rested. Thank you. So I think that's great, though, that this group is speaking out, because there's been no other president ever that has been bullied this much. This man is insanely rock solid. To be able to put up with this day in and day out. He did just make a decision today. For those of you that don't know, he's decided to officially not be a resident of New York anymore, and his family will be officially a Florida resident. Okay. He basically, because of the way people treat him in New York, he's tired of that. And the New Yorkers they're whacked in the head. Hi, AOC. So I completely understand why he'd want to go to Florida. Plus, the weather's nicer. So, it's like, he's basically telling them, suck it. Good. I'm glad he's doing that. So, moving on. Let's see. I have another article here about the Democrats. This was from the New York Post. Democrats have now declared political civil war. What do you guys think about that? Like, I'm just curious. Anybody watching this live stream, if they impeach the president, what would you do? Like, I'm curious what you guys would do. Do you think it would start a civil war? And would you participate in the civil war? I'm just curious. So if you have any comments about that, put it in the chat, because I want to see. He's telling them to ingest a satchel of Richards. Yes. Total political war has been joined on the floor of the United States House of Representatives on Thursday. The battle lines were drawn, and they could not be more clear or decisive. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said every member should support allowing the American people to hear the facts for themselves. That is really what this vote is about. So they're using the American people, basically, because they don't give a shit what we think. Okay, if you think the Democrats really care about what we think, you are smoking a special kind of crack. Okay, and it probably came illegally over the border. That is really what this vote is about, she says. It is about the truth, and what is at stake in all of this is nothing less than our democracy. The people are pro-Trump, and I'll tell you right now, if they hear the details of that phone call, they're gonna go say, what's the big deal? What's the big problem? Did you forget your big girl panties, Pelosi? Because it's not that big of a deal. Move on. Let's go. He's still our president. That's what the American people would say, with a few radical Democrats crying whiny babies sprinkled in there. Okay. Stirring stuff, but not to be outdone, Republican Jim Jordan fired back, calling into question the origins of the Ukraine investigation that began with a whistleblower's meeting with Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff's staff. Chiding the chairman, Jordan said, one member of this body knows who this person is who started this whole crazy darn process. Chairman Schiff, Chairman Schiff, okay. And what's the resolution do? Gives him even more power to run this secret proceeding in a bunker in the basement of the Capitol. The United States has now entered uncharted territory after spending 2 years in a failed effort to prove that President Trump colluded with Russia, an effort that fizzled and did not lead to impeachment. In a mere 5 weeks, Democrats have rushed headlong into another attempt to remove the duly elected president. Democrats and their allies in the media had hoped that Republican defections in the House, even just a handful, would give a glimmer of bipartisan legitimacy to this impeachment. This didn't happen, as the impeachment resolution received exactly 0 GOP votes, as we spoke about in the beginning of this live stream. That shout out is a major victory for the White House that has consistently argued this process is a partisan sham, not a principled pursuit of truth. It says the clear signal from House Republicans is that they intend to fight this impeachment effort tooth and nail. And given that none of the allegations against Trump have moved the needle among Republican voters in favor of impeachment, it is easy to see why they are taking this stand. Meanwhile, vulnerable Democrats in districts that Trump carried can only hold their breath and hope that they are not punished for supporting impeachment. Here in New York, within minutes of the vote, GOP candidate released a scathing press release saying of her opponent, Max Rose, that along with radical reps like AOC, Ilhan Omar, and Adam Schiff, he's cynically voted to waste more taxpayer money and time on a partisan witch hunt. That's what I just said. I just said that same thing myself. Thank you, TKO, for your $5 super chat. She says, the border situation has died down since Trump said he wants Mexico to block them from coming. What do you think? Yes. Things did have slowed down recently in certain areas, not all areas. In Yuma specifically, they're building a wall where I was earlier in the summer when I caught that footage. And I was down on the border with the AZ Patriots. That area, the wall is being built there now, finally. Hallelujah. That place where we actually camped and you set up camp and whatnot, you can't even do that anymore because they're building wall there. There's construction. So yeah, in some areas it slowed down. That area is now slowed down. it's slowing down everywhere that the wall is being built or rebuilt and replaced. And it's slowed down mostly because of the heat too. But there are places where they're still piling through. El Paso, okay, still piling through in El Paso through the what is it, BNSF railroad. Through, you can walk right through their property, and they literally have Border Patrol vans and trucks, buses as well, sometimes buses parked waiting to load them up because they know people will come. And they load them up, take them in for processing. And it's just like, okay, you're here, thank you, get on the bus. So it's still happening a lot in Texas. Texas is still a massive traffic zone for crossing. Yeah, I expect though that we're going to see more caravans attempt to, come through as the weather changes, the cooler weather. We already had one that was, failed and turned back because Mexico got involved, thank goodness. Mexico is tired of being used and abused. These people come through Mexico and take advantage of them as well. They take advantage of their resources that could be used for the Mexican people. And then once they use and abuse Mexico, they come to the US to use and abuse us and our resources that could be going for American people. That's the way it is. That's how it works. That's their whole mission. So that's the Trump news I have for you. Moving on to California, because I know some of you guys know that I've been kind of hitting on California recently. California, screwed. I posted a video earlier from Shirley Hussar, I think I'm not sure how she pronounces her last name. She's on, I'm friends with her on Facebook. She lives in California, and she's, actively fighting for the BS that's going on in California. And she showed a video where the In-N-Out, and I think it was in Santa Clarita. Santa Clarita, if you don't know where that is, Six Flags Magic Mountain is near Santa Clarita. So it's kind of on your way up into the high desert. She was filming a In-N-Out and showing that the In-N-Out had no power. It was closed, and for the second day in a row. Power shut down, gas shut down. She said they just shut down the Arco across the street too. So gas stations shut down for no power. So how does that work in California if you have an electric car and you can't charge your car because there's no electricity to charge your electric car? And well, you can't put gas in it. And even if you had a car that used gas, how can you get gas if the pumps are down because there's no electricity? You're kind of screwed, huh? So I wonder if California, like the Midwest, has snow days, if California will have high wind, fire danger days where people, can get out of school, get out of work because of inclement weather. Watch, that's next. But yeah, California is still not doing well, you guys. So if you did not see that video, it's a short video. It's like a minute long. After this live stream, go check it out and you can see what I'm talking about. It's the last video I uploaded before this live stream. But there in California, it says here, this article, lawenforcementtoday.com is where I got this. Police say this man flew to California and spent 2 days lighting wildfires and then tried to fly home. So that's what that dude looks like. All right, if you want the mug shot. So this is also what California is fighting. I wonder if they're going to link like his political alignment to this, like if they're going to say he's a Republican or something. Charges have been filed against a Missouri man who police say is to blame for starting wildfires in California. Police say that at the end of September, 68-year-old Freddie Graham hopped on a flight from Missouri to San Jose. They say he rented a car, then spent the next 2 days starting fires as he drove the narrow, windy roads between Ed Levine Park and the Calaveras Reservoir, if I pronounced that right, in the foothills near San Jose. Deputy District Attorney Bud Porter said Graham would light pieces of paper on fire and toss them out of his window as he drove. They believe he's responsible for setting at least 13 different fires, which collectively became referred to as the Reservoir Fire. That fire took days to put out, burning more than 120 acres. Luckily, no injuries or damaged buildings were reported. Police thank a witness for coming forward. They say the person noticed his rental car near the blazes and took note of the license plate. So they basically busted him as he was trying to turn in his rental car. They arrested him. Yeah. So it's not just the winds and the electrical wires that spark and start these fires. People start them, okay? Every single year when these fires start, somebody's involved with one of them, okay? Somebody lit one of them. California has a problem with arsonists. They do. This has been happening year after year, decade after decade. People start these fires too as well. It's not just the electrical lines. So don't let the mainstream media fool you into thinking that it's just the electric companies, because there are many reasons why these fires start. People smoking cigarettes, flick the cigarette out of the window. That's why it's illegal to do that there. You flick that cigarette out the window, it hits the dry brushes that California didn't clear properly, and poof, we have a fire. Easily started. Glass, you guys know the whole magnifying glass thing and the heat starting of a fire. Broken bottles on the side of the road, that can happen. People are drinking and driving, toss the bottle out there. That can happen. So, yeah. So I know I have another article here. Blackouts. There we go. California's electric car. Okay, let's see if I can read this. Blackouts. California electric car dream is turning into a nightmare. Yeah. Imagine you have to evacuate your home due to fire, but you can't because for the past 5 days, you had no electricity. None to recharge your electric vehicle. Your tax dollars and private dollars went to save the planet, and now you cannot even save yourself. Governor Newsom is telling us this is going to be the normal. Government controlling energy that is unstable and totally reliable. No, but that doesn't make any sense. California energy is as reliable in the former Golden State as it is in Cuba or Venezuela. Like, I feel so bad. Like, I don't want to laugh because I'm from Southern California and I know it's a serious thing. But hi, California, you brought this on yourself. You voted Democrat. And Democrat-run cities or Democrat-run states have a long history of having problems. So when are you going to have enough, California? When's enough? When are you done? When are you done with the Democrat slum? Vote red. Vote for Trump. Vote Newsom out. The blackouts, which one might expect from a third world or mismanaged nation such as Venezuela or even Pakistan, which leads the world in the number of annual blackouts, are life and death for some California residents. And the problem isn't expected to be resolved anytime soon, but it also may mean life and death for California's plan to encourage residents to adopt electric vehicles. Actually, this may be a good thing. Billions will have to be spent to retrofit gas stations for EV chargers. Homes will spend thousands to create personal rechargers, and the government-owned utilities will raise the price of electricity. Billions in tax incentives to get the economic illiterate to buy a car that the government will control. Watch as people become aware of the EV scam by government trying to end car use in the state. See how that works? So they're telling you right now that it's right about $5 a gallon for gas right now in California. It's ridiculous. Okay, so you pay through the nose for gas. Oh, okay. Well, you wouldn't have to do that if you had an electric car. You could just plug in, your car and charge it. But there's rolling blackouts. There's continuous blackouts for multiple days. And then if the government there controls the electricity, like let's say North Korea, guess what, California? You're screwed. California, when are you going to wake up? All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live stream on this Halloween. I hope you guys are having a safe Halloween. And I appreciate those of you that were here with me today, even though it is Halloween. And I'll probably do another live stream this weekend. I'm not sure if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday. I don't have to work this weekend. I have this weekend off, so hallelujah. I'm going to probably take my kid to go see a movie, Maleficent, and then I will do a live stream. And I'm going to try and get Jen here in the house. I already talked to her about, coming on a live stream, and she just had to wait for the okay from her, I guess, attorney to talk about everything that just happened with that arrest. And I'll have her here. She can tell her side of the story and everything like that. But I will definitely do a live stream this weekend. So stay tuned to the community section and I'll post it. And you guys will have a heads up when I'm going to do that. So thank you guys all for being here tonight. And until the next time, peace out.